Hello guys, what's up here? Jack Tembo here. Okay, one of the most popular interview questions for software engineers is the FizzBuzz algorithm. Mostly when you go for a software engineering interview, they'll tell you to write the FizzBuzz algorithm in Python so that they can actually test how well you know coding, programming, app development, or software engineering, how you think as a professional software engineer. So here is a FizzBuzz algorithm. Write a Python function called FizzBuzz that takes a number as an argument. If that number is divisible by 3, it should return fizz. If that number is divisible by 5, it should return buzz. If that number is divisible by both 3 and 5, it should return FizzBuzz. Otherwise, it should return the same number. So let's dive in and get started. So here we're going to do this. We're going to define a function in Python using the built-in def, which is used to define all Python functions out there. So def fizz buzz, we are defining a function called FizzBuzz that takes a number as an argument. So now we need to evaluate a number that is passed here. You use the if statement in Python and say if number modulus 3 equals 0. In other words, we are saying if this number is divisible by 3, the function should actually return fizz. Okay? Then else if this number is divisible by 5. So it should actually return buzz. Let me explain what is happening here. Elif, we have to use elif. Let me explain what is happening here. Here we are using a percent. A percent is actually a modulus operator in Python. Well, a modulus operator in Python is pretty much like the same modulus operator that we have in mathematics. So in math, you know that modulus is the remainder of the division. When you divide a number, there's always a remainder. So modulus, for example, when you divide 10 by 3, the answer is 3. Remainder what? Remainder 1. So 1 is actually a modulus or remainder of 10 divided by 3. So modulus is a remainder of the division. So now, if a number is divisible without a remainder, remainder is always 0. So now if we say that number which is passed there is divisible by 3, it has to return fizz. If that number is divisible by 5, it has to return buzz. Now, what if that number is divisible by 3, right? And that same number is divisible by 5. The function should return fizz buzz. You see here? Else, this means that if it's not divisible by either 3 or 5 or both, the function should actually return that same number. So let's test this function. This function has some minor issues, but I just want to show you how well we can structure this FizzBuzz algorithm in Python as a professional software engineer. So let's try to print FizzBuzz. Let's call this function and pass in a number like 3. Let's run our program here in Microsoft Visual Studio Code, Python app.py, fizz, which is correct so far. Let's pass a number like 5 and run Python app.py, buzz, correct so far. Now let's pass a number that is divisible by both 3 and 5, such as 15. We see what's going to happen here. Look at it, it's printed fizz. This is what the function has printed. But isn't this function not supposed to print FizzBuzz? Yeah, it's supposed to print FizzBuzz. So we made a mistake. Let me show you the mistake that we made. Here, the return keyword in function, it means that return and stop the execution of the function. So here is the execution of the flow of the function. The function, the number that is passed here, 15. The function here, which is a Python function, checks if that number is divisible by 3. 15, of course, is divisible by 3. The function is going to return fizz and terminates. This means that all this statement down here is not going to be executed by the Python interpreter. So how can we solve this problem? The only way we can solve this problem is to move this last statement here, the one that checks if the number is divisible by both 3 and 5, to move it up. So let me show you a trick of how we move a statement up in Microsoft Visual Studio Code. On your computer there, if you're on Windows, hold Control, which is Ctrl, Alt, and the up arrow here. Let me show you. Let me select this statement. Alt, Control, Alt, Shift. You select this. Or if you want, you can copy this, come here, and paste over here. You see? So let me just align this correctly. I've moved this statement up here. So this means that here we no longer need to use if, else, elif. So what we're supposed to do instead, look at, there's a red underline here. If number divisible by 3 equals 0, and the number divisible by 5 equals 5. No, it is supposed to be 0 here. We made a mistake, by the way. So return FizzBuzz. Now, look at this return statement. It is expecting an indentation block. In Python, you have to indent the block of code using 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? So now, let's try to run this function and see what's going to return FizzBuzz. So this means that if we pass 15 here, the function is going to return the correct FizzBuzz. Now, to prove that our solution is okay, let's pass a number like 5. Like 5. 5 is only divisible by 5, so it will print buzz. Let's pass like 9. 9 is only divisible by 3, so it will print fizz. So now let's pass a number that is neither divisible by 3 nor 5, such as 7. Let's pass 7 here. It has to return the same number, 7. We are correct. So this is essentially how we create the FizzBuzz algorithm using the Python programming language. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, consider to hit the like button out there and actually subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'll be posting these recipes for you to actually familiarize yourself with the Python programming language and programming in general.